Over here, buddy. Hi.
Is it gonna follow?
So you said that this was already tuned up and set up. And, yeah, all that.
Got some. I haven't messed with it too much. I got a bit.
Okay.
I got another one somewhere. It's a burl. Oh, here it is. Taking it in and out of the box several times, and maybe that's messed with it. Hey, notice. I'd be real ashamed of myself if I did not do a video and try to do a YouTube video. Try my redneck camera.
Your little redneck camera stand?
Yeah.
I like that. That's pretty neat. I'm gonna get a video of this. This is cool. Let's see if I can. This is Pop Folson's redneck camera stand right here, y'all. He did. It's so cool.
Get it set just the right
You
angle.
get it set just right and it works.
And then I can even do some fancy camera work here.
Yeah, you can swivel.
Pan it around.
Yeah. Going there.
I would be really amiss not to do me a video. Having what did I do? I screwed it up already.
You just tell me when, friend.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
Should be videoing. Now it's going.
We going now?
Yeah.
Time to play?
Yeah.
right there.
That's pretty cool. I think it's gonna work. I think I pushed when I squeezed it in my clamp. I turned the I put it on pause for a second. When I squeezed it in the clamp, I put it on pause.
That's I got a girl and you got none, little. I got a girl and you got none, little. Oh, where does it go from there? Got a girl and you got none. Not old enough to remember that song. Used to be a song called, it's called Scratchy.
Scratchy?
Yeah. Well, the best way to do it is just to listen to it and try some things. Because I don't play a mandolin, but I can tell if I do this. Now all of that's on the 4th string, and it's just 4th string open, and I hit the 2nd fret, the 4th fret. So that's kind of sounds a little musical.
Yeah.
And do the same thing on the 3rd string. And then on the next string, you do the same thing. So I can actually go in from like 2nd fret to 3rd fret to 5th fret to open to 2nd fret to 4th fret to 5th fret all the way down. It'd be. That's the same as the last one. So that's do re mi fa sol la ti do thing. So what I did on that one is just playing the 4th string. I played 2nd, 4th, 5th, open, 2nd, 4th, 5th, open, 2nd, 3rd, open, 2nd, 3rd, like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, your scale is the same on these two and the same on these two. So it's this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. When you get to this one, it's this. It's open 1 2, open 1 2, because that down there sounds a little different. And you can just go from there.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, just find something that you play, and it's easy with this because you got a pick, so you don't have to learn anything fancy with this thing. And just go one string at a time. Now a real mandolin player is going to teach you entirely different.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about, you want to make something that sounds musical.
Right. That's what I want to do is, at this point, is make some kind of a musical recollection there, something that sounds musical.
So that's your. Now, the way these are strung is that these two strings should sound alike, the two that are strung together, like that. Now, as far as what goes where, okay, that's easy. So this is your 6th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's your 7th. It is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you fret it right beyond that, where this white button is. Now if you hit this 4th string with that fretted, that and that sound alike. Now, this is how you do relative tuning. If your banjo gets out of tune, you can just say, well, I'm going to fret it right here where this dot is. I'm going to say the 6th fret, but you're actually just behind the 6th fret, so it's actually the 7th fret that's getting the action here. But if you play these two and these two, they sound about alike. Of course, it's a smaller string, so it's a little different, but it's still the same. And you just drop down to the next one, and it should be the same. Same thing again, you drop down the next one. These might not be exactly right, but pretty close. So I mean, basically that's how you do your relative tuning. So if you got it in the box, you pull it out one day, 2 strings don't sound alike, check them. See, like, well, maybe one of these strings sounds like the one below it if I fret at the 7th fret. Whichever one it is, tune the other one to fit that. If they're both out, then just play this string until you find something that sounds about right. And you can usually tell if it's if it just sounds wrong, then it is wrong. So just find it till it sounds right. And when it does, fret it on that spot right there at the 7th fret. And then tune the one below it to match it as close as you can. And then from there, you just do the same thing and the same thing. So by doing that, you can do relative tuning without having to use a tuner. Another thing is you can just listen to it. I don't know if you can tell, but one of these strings is a little lower than the other one. And it's that one.
Yeah.
That 2nd string. So that 2nd string is the one on this very first peg. So you can actually... Now they sound about the same.
And you're looking to find exactly where each string.
Yep. These are just about perfect. Almost sounds like an airplane, that droning engine sound when an airplane, the 2 motors are running. Yeah.
How do you get your banjo?
Okay.
Play something that would be proud of. I could sit there and look like I know what I'm doing.
Why don't you play something? Just to see.
I don't know.
Now the hardest thing to learn is that fretting thing, to fret a string without fretting all of them. But just, if you just play one string at a time, it's not going to matter that much.
See, I just don't even know where to put my fingers.
Well, don't try to make a chord. Just play one string. Might be off a hair, but they're pretty close. I go get the banjo.
Okay.
In fact, we kind of almost are, ain't we?
Yeah, it's a big unit out there in the front yard, but it fits.
It does fit. There ain't much room to spare. Now this thing's been under the seat of my RV for a year.
Oh yeah?
And it's just stuff from the seat. Don't tell them what kind of tune this is in.
Yeah.
But I can't even remember exactly which banjo this is, but it might be a good one. I tend to be nervous about leaving my good banjos when I go back home. But I'm trying to start to get over that because, yeah, this is a pretty good banjo here. Well, it's an Alvarez, which is a copy of a Gibson master tone style banjo without the tone ring, and it's a little loud. It's still in tune after all that time. Who'd have thunk it? Be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by. There's a better home waiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
That's so cool. That is.
Playing that'll make you strong.
That's a heavy one, huh?
Well, let's see what you think.
Oh, wow. That is heavy.
Yeah.
Golly. That's really a... you got to be ready for that one.
That's everything metal on that is nickel-plated brass.
Oh yeah.
That's why it's so heavy.
Wow. It's almost. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds musical. It's even to touch any of the notes or the strings.
Yeah. Now that tunes altogether differently than your mandolin.
Uh-huh.
Your mandolin tunes like a violin, a
Yeah.
fiddle. You know, that has I don't even know what it is. It's something like A, D, E, something. I don't even know. But they tune differently than the banjo. Banjo, one of the reasons people don't particularly like people to show up with banjos is because they don't tune like anything else in the band. So if you're playing with a bunch of other musicians and the banjo player walks in, it's like, banjo player. There goes the musicality right there, you know.
you can hear it even making, just by talking, it picks up.
Hear it. Yeah, there's a guy on YouTube that does a version, he does a version of Amazing Grace with his own tune, and at the end of it, he hits the note. I don't really know which note it is, but he hits a note, and he goes, and he hums with that note for a long time. And the humming of his voice excites the vibration, so it keeps that note going, you know. Never seen anybody do that, but he's got a video where he does it.
That's cool.
It's so cool, you know.
That is. Man, I wish I knew how to play something to join in, and we could have a.
Now, I could teach you a song if you want me to, and we could write it out on paper. So you could look at it. It'd be something simple, some simple little song like what's I doing, coming around the mountain or something like that.
I don't know. I'd love to be able to play something.
If you get a piece of paper and pen and hand me a pick, I'll figure this out right quick. And
Okay.
We'll write down a little homemade tablature.
Now keep in mind, I don't even know what notes look like.
I don't either. You know Old Susanna. Old Susanna, well, don't you cry for me.
Yeah.
I come from Alabama, and I sure do have to pee. You know that song, right? You know that enough to sing it, to hum it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to teach it to you. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this and that, and just draw me 4 lines all the way across the page there, and just use it like the top of the page.
Okay.
Just 4 straight lines, and leave about an 1/8 or 3/16 of an inch between each one. Something over there got me. The sunlight was making my face all black. Okay, so each one of these lines is a string.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's 2 strings, but we're gonna have to just pretend it's one. Okay.
Right.
So that means that if I want to make a mark on this first string, then I'll just take this, and it's open, meaning I'm not fretting anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put a 0 right there. That means that's open. This is the 2nd fret. Now when I say 2nd fret, this area and this area, so this is the 2nd fret.
Mm-hmm.
Also your finger is above this 2nd piece of wire. So the next note is going to be a 2. And I'm going to do 2 or 3 of these, and I'm going to let you start writing them. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we put a little 4 right there.
A 4.
And leave it, keep it kind of close because there'll be a bunch of numbers, but not too, not enough so you know that it's the next one. Don't put it on the top one, put it right on that bottom one. Okay. Oh, I come from. So now we're playing the 2nd string open. So right over here, to show that we're moving in this direction, put a 0. Now you can see what I'm doing. Oh, I come from. So do 2 zeros. So do another 0.
Here.
Yep. And then I'm going to fret this one on number 2. La, la. Put a number 2 right there. And then I'm going to play it open. Bam. So that's open on the 2nd string. We go back to the 4th string and we go back to the 4th fret. That's a 4 on that bottom string, on that top. Actually, it's the top string, but it's the bottom on the. Put a 4. And then we're going to play that open, so that's a 0. So I'm going to do this in slow motion. So I think the last one I played was open, so the next one will be a 2. And it'll be a 4. 4. And put another 4. So this is going to be a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we just went from 4 to 5. So put a 5 right there. And then we'll go back to 4. So put a 4. And then a 2. So that's the first line of Old Susanna. Now you watch and make sure I do this right. So it's going to be open, 2, 4, open, open, 2, open, 4, 2, 4, open, 4, open, 2, 4, 4, 5, 4, open, oops, 4, 2. But you see what I just did?
Mm-hmm.
So you can sit down and you can play that. That's the first line of Old Susanna. Oh, I come from Alabama with the banjo on my knee. The next line is exactly the same. Oh, I came to see Susanna for her husband for to be, or something like that. So you do that line twice. You don't have to write it down twice. But that's the first half of the song, basically. And then the second half is, a lot of people call it part A and part B. The second half, it changes. So do you need to write this out again so you make sure you play it twice? Or can you just like make a mark or make sure you remember to play that line twice?
I'll make sure to remember to play it.
So you might want to put 2X or something. Just something that helps you remember. So I'm going to try to figure out the next part.
Maybe I'll do that.
Okay.
I'll do it 2 times.
So now you're going to need 4 more lines down here. And make sure you space them out enough so that you can recognize, you know, that's what comes next. Old Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me, 'cause I come from Alabama with the banjo on my knee. Well, it was so hot I froze to death, I nearly lost my mind. Okay, so you ready for the chorus? Now, I'm going to do it flat on my lap like I was. So this time, in the chorus, I'm going to hit number 5 twice.
No.
Yeah, 5, and then 5 again. And then I'm going to hit the 2nd string on the 2nd fret. So it'll be a 2 on the 2nd string. And I'm going to hit that twice. And I'm going to hit it a 3rd time. And then I'm going to hit it open. Same thing, 2nd string. And then I'm going to hit it open again. And I'm going to hit the 4th string on the 4th fret.
4.
Yeah. Then I'm going to hit the 4th string open. And I'm going to hit it on the 4th fret again. And then I'm going to hit 2 on the 4, open, 2. So that should be
2.
4, open, 2. And then the rest of the song is going to be like the rest of this part up here, because then it just goes. There's some place where it goes 0, 2, 4, 0, 2, 4, and then 2 times open. So that's basically the same as this. 0, 2, 4, open, open, 2, open. That's what we got right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then it's 4, then it's open, then it's 2, 4, 4. And instead of going 5, we go to 2. So the only thing that changes is this is a 2 and this is just a 2 and it's open. So let's just write that out. But you can keep in mind that that's like the second part of that song. So we'll go, we'll start with, on the 4th string, it's, wait a minute, oh Susanna, don't you cry for me, because I come, so it's 0, 2, 4, and then it's the 2nd string open, out, so it's open again, and then it's the 2nd string, 2nd fret, so it's just a 2 now instead of a 0. Down. And this is the 4th string, 4th fret. And then the 4th string open. And then the 4th fret again. No, don't do that on this. So it's numbered, it's 2. So it's 4th string, 2nd fret. Let me do that again. And then it's the 4th string on number 4 twice. 4. Yeah. 4. And then twice on the 2nd fret. I mean, not the 2nd string, 2nd.
2.
2, 2. And then open. Now that's old Susanna. That's the whole song. And everything's played on these 2 strings. We hadn't even got down here yet.
Yeah, I
so that keeps it pretty simple. And you can play that with one finger. In fact, you just saw me play it with my thumb.
Uh-huh.
I mean, you could literally sit down and look at that and go, open, 2, 4, and then come up here. Hit that twice. Hit that. Back to 4. Open, 2, 4, 4, 5, 4, 2, and then same thing again. Where did we end? Right there? Yeah.
And we go 2 times.
And then we go 2 times. And then when we get ready to do the big shiny chorus, we do 5, 5, 2, 2, 2,
open, open,
open, 4, open, 2. And then we do just like the beginning again. 0, 2, 4. Open, open, 2, open, 4, open, 2, 4, 4, 2, 2, open.
Man, almost like I could figure that out.
I bet. Well, see, the whole point of this is when I'm gone and you're sitting by yourself, you can look at that, and you're clever. I've seen you figure stuff out.
I would think almost having numbers right here would help me.
Well, I mean, you could, you know, without damaging your banjo, you could get little slivers of stick-on paper, and you could just put, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just to help me out until I can figure where my fingers are supposed to be, because I have no idea where my fingers are supposed to be.
The people that play a violin, they don't have frets. The violin has a smooth board, so they just have to know to hit the string in the right place. So what they do a lot of times is they put little sticky pads on here when kids are learning, and they'll hit those sticky pads. And then after their fingers learn where to hit them after a while, they can just wear them out or take them off. Or something. But you can do the same thing. You could put little numbers. And obviously you don't play it laying in your lap, but you could. But I mean, you're going to want to play it like this. So.
Yeah, I think right on the edge of that little black, I got some little square.
Yeah, you could put numbers right here. And
I think they use them for marking on circuit breakers and stuff like that, little terminal numbers.
And the hard part is always fretting one string or in this case, 2 strings put them together.
But we're just acting like there's one.
Without deadening the one blow it, because if you get it like
fat fingers and.
Hi, baby.
Hi, sweetie.
You
I'm gonna find you out here.
Yeah.
He's giving me some pointers on learning how to play something recognizable. That's all I want to do. I want to be able to pick that thing up and make some kind of a recognizable musical sound.
Mandolin, right?
Yeah. We just wrote out Old Susanna.
Huh?
We just wrote out Old Susanna.
Did you?
Yeah, the first 2 lines that helped me out. Stay down,
Awesome.
You might want to write Old Susanna up there, because sure as the world you'll forget. What was that song?
No, if I
So it needs to sound like it when you try to play it. If you don't know the name of the song, you might go, "Oh, I don't recognize this."
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to scoot up to Walmart.
Okay.
And I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Have fun.
Do you want me to get the sewer hose?
If you see one, you know they're
Right.
you know what.
Are
you
they
know what
certain lengths?
well, it's 10 feet, but in the box it's only 3 because they compress.
Right, but it's a 10-foot.
Yeah, but you don't want a big floppy 10-foot. You want that.
I got it.
Yeah.
Not expandable, but the squishable.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'll look for one.
Okay.
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 You got the GPS?
I will. As soon as I get in the car.
Okay.
Need a few.
Okay.
You want to try it?
Let's see here. Oh boy.
I don't know if you can see that or not. I can't, but
Okay.
then I'm old and blind.
I really don't have to. Okay. It's going to be open.
So you're hitting the second. You're hitting the 3rd string instead of the 4th string. So the 4th string is up here, and your finger's down on the one below it. So that's the string you need to hit. And that could be a good exercise, just playing that open, fretted, open, fretted. In fact, just try that. Play it open and fretted. That's a good sound, good clean sound. Now look at your fingertip. Look at your fingertip.
Mm-hmm.
You see that wrinkle in your fingertip?
Mm-hmm.
That hurts, don't it?
After a while, it will.
After you've done it a while, your fingertips will get calloused up and it won't hurt anymore, but it's going to hurt.
It even makes a sound when I take my finger off.
It does, and that's called, there's a name for that sound, and some people do it on purpose. It's called a pull-off. And that's a particular kind of sound that you can either create, or you can work hard to try to not make that sound. But all of the sounds are usable in different applications.
These are all open. 2.
That's 3. 4. And you can practice that. Those first 3 notes. You can just do that over
Man, I
and
can feel it in my
You
arm
sure
twisting
can.
back too.
And another thing you can do is, like right now, you're sliding your finger, but you could do this finger on that string, and then one of these fingers on that string.
Yeah.
And see, that's going to teach you even more dexterity. And this is going to be like learning a new muscle.
Yeah, I can just holding my finger on that. I can feel it twisting back on my forearm.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to get my muscle tone.
You might think you got some strong hands till you start playing the instrument. And it's like, whoa.
And I am going to have to put me some cheat numbers on the side, and then keep a track of which line I'm actually on and what note I need to.
Yeah. So you're on the 3rd fret. You want to be on the 2nd fret. Doesn't that sound good when you get it right?
Yeah, it's like that feeling of.
Yeah, it's like I can hear the song.
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
Yeah,
and then back on for the 4th.
I can hear you playing the song. You're on the third string and not the fourth string. You got to come not that way, but you got to come to the higher, to the next, and then go back down.
I was even on the wrong
and then go
string
back
wrong.
down to the fourth because you're on the fifth now. Right there.
And then
Open. Just play it open. And then play this. And that sounds good too, like that da da da. When you each one of these is a little piece that you could learn. Like da da da. That's something. And then da 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 da. And then you can play with that and you go da da da. Each one of those you can just sit and drive your wife crazy playing it over and over like 35,000 times in a row in the living room where everybody has to listen to you.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I know you are. And she is too. She just doesn't know it yet. Where'd that go?
What?
That little piece of paper. Oh, you got it.
I
thought I dropped it.
I grabbed it. Man, I was hoping I would be able to get some kind of something to go on by having you here and learning as easy as you seem what you can teach somebody. I think you could maybe even teach me.
Well, I don't actually teach music. Like a normal player, a normal teacher would have you contorting your hands trying to make all these chords. And that's awesome, but I don't care about that. All I want you to do is be able to make as fast as possible. I want you to be able to play a song because it's going to make you happy.
Right.
If it don't make you happy, you ain't going to do it.
Right.
If you're sitting around practicing for a half a year to make all these chords that you can't make any music with, then it's a waste of time.
Right.
Now, a lot of teachers think I'm an idiot, but I don't care. But I've always been a little idiotic, and I sort of revel in my idiocracies. Idiocracies. I think that's a word. So there's your song. It's just a matter of playing and getting your fingers to hit the strings.
Yeah, man, I can really just from that.
It hurts, don't it?
You can really feel it right there.
You using muscles you didn't know you had.
Yeah, I used to have big muscles in my arms for hammering, but hammering nails don't help you play a mandolin at all.
It's a different bunch of muscles.
Yeah. We'll play something else.
I'll play Old Susanna, and I'm pretty sure I'm in a different tune than you, otherwise we'd play it together. And see, this is where you're talking about that noise. That noise right there. You can make a noise hitting the string, you can make a noise taking it off. On Old Susanna, I make that noise on the first note. You know how you play open two? I'll just go. This is just where I just hang out. See, right now, I call that a D7. I can just hang out here. I'm at the pause, Oh, come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee. Now we riding behind the mule now. The mule's walking down the road. We're on the wagon. I'm just looking at the trees. When I'm ready, I'll keep going. I'm going to see my honey babe, and she sure does dig me. Hey, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. Just hanging out again, see, right here. I come from Alabama with this banjo on my knee. Now that song is a song that people have made up words for. And most of them are ridiculous words. So you can make up ridiculous words. You can say something like, "Why don't you work each day and hang out with a great big mouse? And they pay me money just to be there at his very cool house. Oh, Disney, oh, won't you keep me around? 'Cause he's Barney, I'll have to go and live in the dog pound." Just me making up stuff.
Yeah.
But this part I don't have to sing, so I'm not really working. I'm just hanging up like smoking a cigarette, taking a break. was a little fella, I used to play with my cars. But now I'm playing banjo 'cause I can't play a guitar. It's the bird I'm hearing. I was listening to this and I was thinking there's a sound in there. It's that. It's that bird. I was like, why is that banjo making that high-pitched noise? It's a bird.
He was chirping.
He is chirping.
Chirping along with you.
He is chirping along with us, yeah.
I notice your thumb rests on that the short string sometimes. You just...
I get a sound out of that when I pick it up. If I pick it up, if I don't. Like that.
And your fingernails hitting on the head also. You get
a little drum sound.
I just remember I got my phone is still on and I don't have any way of editing anything, so who knows
But
how
I mean,
long.
you're going to put up a long video.
Yeah, that's almost 49 minutes.
There you go. You're going to put up a real long video. I am too. So they can come see your video at, what's your YouTube name?
Oh, I just stopped it.
No, don't stop it. Leave it going. Well, they're going to know your YouTube name.
Yeah.
My friends won't, so you'll need to tell them.
Oh, there I started it again. It don't matter.
It don't matter.
It's a long one.
Tell your tubers your name, your tuber name.
Eric Polston on YouTube. It's just my nice full name, Eric Polston.
ERIC.
ERIC POLSTON.
Eric Polston. So y'all go over. He's going to put this up probably before I put mine up because I'm a lazy layabout and I don't get around to doing things right off. But he is efficient. The other day I came in because we was going somewhere and he was out back sweeping the sand off the porch, you know, and we was all just like, what's he doing? Well, he's sweeping. Well, why is he sweeping? Well, because he wasn't ready to go and he had to be doing something. You know? So he'll probably have that video up today and I'll probably have mine up in about 2 weeks. So if y'all are here in 2 weeks and you hear this, you go back in time. Now get you a DeLorean, pull that roof down, get that thing in the back, whatchamacallit thing.
The flux,
get the flux capacitor
right?
Going, yeah. And you just, whoop, you get it up to 100 miles an hour, 160, something like that. And you go back to the day, and you look on YouTube, and you find Eric Paulson, and you will be able to hear all of this.
Yep.
Except from his point of view, which could be entirely different from mine.
Yeah, because
that's the way the world works, right?
Yeah. Did you show him the redneck camera stand that I have?
I did, but I could do it again. And I tell you what else I want to show him. I want to show him everything else around here because you got all manner of wonders. So we just went through a pretty extensive tuning process. He was using one of those little cheap clamp-on tuners, and I found that they don't work very well. I use this one, and I've used this one for 10 or 15 years. It's a chromatic tuner CA20. It's a Korg, K-O-R-G, and it's very simple, and it wasn't terribly expensive when I bought it, but it's like I said, it was 10 or 15 years ago. But ones like he's got there, that one, I couldn't make sense of what it was trying to say. And my past experience with small tuners like that is they work maybe a little and then they don't work. So, and it may be that it's just so complicated that simple folks like me and Eric can't figure it out.
Nope.
But anyway, he's going to do a little old Susanna because he's been learning the process here.
Yeah, this is the first time anybody's watched me.
Okay. Well, you've just learned the song, literally. It's the fourth string. 2 times on the 4th string.
2 times on the 4th? I got 5 written here. For some reason.
Get to here.
I jumped down to...
Yeah. Well, see, you did... maybe it's right.
Then I hit...
okay. I may have been lost as far as to where we were in the song.
Yeah.
I think what I was thinking
going
is you didn't do this line twice. You did that line once and then went to that line. So the way the song works is this line goes twice, and if you do, you'll see that instead of the 5, there's a 4 there.
Okay.
Not that it matters, but...
Okay, I'll just drop down here where I thought I was.
You so got it, man.
I just too many pauses in between because I gotta keep looking back. I just got my.
But I mean, you just started. You just started like yesterday. Literally. So you're after one whole long day, and you've learned the song. I mean, it may be a little slow, but you got it.
That's the first time I've done that.
You're like there. So I want to just. It's funny, my ear will pick up when something's a little out tuning wise. So you went. this sound. This sounds out. Open. And so that's going to be this one. Of course, I'm twisting the wrong one, I bet. Looks like it's the right one. That's right. It's funny, but when you played a while, your ear will hear if one of those strings comes out a little, which makes it kind of neat because as soon as you hear it, you can like, yeah, no, just half hammer. You know?
I from not being able to do anything at all to even being able to have the numbers on the side to help me cheat to find where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, that's worth showing people what you did there, because I was teaching him about, mashing these on particular frets. So what he did was put a piece of tape there and he numbered the frets. That way he doesn't have to count. He can just know right where they're at, and then later, once he gets the hang of that, he can pull that off.
I should be able to wear that out and then not even need it.
That's exactly right.
That's really cool. I'm so glad you broke it down so easy for me to be able to understand what I'm trying to do.
Well, I'm a great believer that, since I don't know anything at all about music, the sooner somebody can start playing a tune, the better.
That is.
Because if you say, I play a little mandolin, somebody say, well, play me a song. Well, they don't want to see you exercise your fingers and try to figure out how to make chords. They want to see you play a song. So if you can play a song, it makes you happy. It impresses your friends.
It made me happy being able to do what I just did.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It impresses your friends. It makes you happy. Life is good. And you feel like continuing onward because of it.
Oh, man, that is exciting. I put my little truck together and snapped together some of the parts of the tires that I acquired.
That's a neat setup because you've got a load of tires in the back of it, like a real truck with a load of tires. Luke's going to get quite the kick out of that.
And it's got Tonka wheels on a Nylant truck, and it's got Ford hubcaps.
There you go. There you go. Well, that's like real life, right?
Yeah.
That's the way things work in real life. Yeah.
Oh, goodness. We'll put this down.
I just remembered I told Honey.